Hello, I'm Trisha, and this is the Turn Up the Heat show. Thank you for being here. So, why turn up the heat? Well, maybe you've seen that video, 212 degrees. It's a short video. I saw it years ago, and it's still inspiring me. Water at 211 degrees is just hot water. But at 212 degrees, it boils. And when water boils, it creates steam, and steam can power a locomotive. That one extra degree, that tiny shift, creates an entirely different outcome. And that's what this show is about. A small shift in mindset or a discipline or even a decision. And suddenly that micro change becomes the impetus for exponential results. The guests on this show are ordinary people like you and me getting extraordinary results. Maybe they're even sitting somewhere dark and need some type of a micro change to rise from the ashes like this phoenix over here. You will be hearing from athletes, recreational and elite athletes, business owners, and even our youth. And we all know we learn a lot from our youth. I know I do. I just want to say thank you for being here. I hope that you learned some nugget that's going to help you with the trajectory of your life, hopefully inspire you to turn up the heat and maybe even rise from the ashes if that's what you're looking to do. So stay tuned. Woohoo! I am here with Kelly Sullivan to join me for my coming back of the Turn Up the Heat show.
Yeah.
For those of you that were watching it before I opened Impact X Performance, well, it was Journey 333, then Impact X Performance, over 3 years ago now. So I had to kind of take a hiatus of starting the podcast. I had done some, like maybe a handful or two of episodes, and Kelly was one of my guests then. And here we go again. There's no better time than now. Sometimes you just got to do it and figure it out, right, Kelly?
Of course.
Start
Absolutely.
it and figure it all out. Kelly is one of the best people that I could have as my first person back on the show for quite a few reasons. I mean, I just want to give you like a very deserved introduction here. So people, I know a lot of people that are going to be watching can relate to you. So first of all, her background, like arm's length of accolades. She has not only podiumed, but won championships in elite. And she was a Spartan Pro team, right? At one point, I believe.
Spartan Pro team for about 4 years.
Yep. So, I mean, absolutely amazing. I know you've done competitive biking. Have been doing, back then it was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So have you been doing CrossFit now for like 12 years?
I think I'm getting into year 13 for
Year
CrossFit.
13.
OCR was about 15 years. I still dabble in it for fun, but I retired, oh my God, 2 seasons ago now. Now I'm fully hybrid, CrossFit, whatever pops up. Just having fun.
Ooh. Oh, that's awesome. And most recently I saw her over at HYROX, which I know you were already doing HYROX back when we talked like in 2001. You were already, it was a thing. And I feel like I just got wind of HYROX in the last year or two, but apparently because I went back and listened to some of our podcasts and we were talking about HYROX then too. So it's been around for quite some time now. And it is the largest.
It's been in the States.
Yes.
Been in the States for going on 6 years, maybe almost 7. I think it came over 2019. They had that one race in Miami, which was invite only, if I'm not mistaken. And then the first like race was New York City in 2020, right before COVID happened. And we had a group there. That was my first one, and been dabbling in it since.
Yeah. And now their initiative is that they're hitting like all the major cities. It is the largest, fastest growing sport, right? And they're actually trying to or doing all the due diligence to be in the Olympics, I believe, in 2030.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard too much, but I'm starting to hear it more and more. So that's interesting.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Kelly is just like, she's such a sweetheart whenever you run into her, always willing to help people, always happy, jolly. And it's not because life is just so perfect and everything's always going so well. I know that because she is an overcomer and has some stories that she'll share with you. I really want just, if you're watching, to think what some of the stuff we're going to talk about is that this is a girl that I do look at as an extraordinary person, but I do know that she is an ordinary person doing extraordinary things. And you too, if you're watching, you're probably an ordinary person and you can do extraordinary things. And you're going to learn how Kelly has accomplished that. And I mean, this girl travels for a living. I know the last time we spoke, when we did the interview, you had only been home for 4 days that month and you were doing races, you were still training, you had overcome an injury. So, you're human.
Still the same boat. Nothing changes.
Yeah,
just got cleared from an injury like a month ago.
I know, cyclical, and we're going to talk about that. And that's the other thing we'll talk about for those of you that are watching is how to like, what do you do when you are at your prime and maybe racing or just getting started? And maybe it's not OCR or HYROX, maybe it's, doing 5Ks or whatever, triathlons. So we'll talk about all those things, and we're going to learn all of Kelly's secrets. Well, maybe not all of your secrets, but
Not all.
the thing that I
Can't
have
share
to
them all.
say, I know you're willing to share anything, but the
I
thing I
am.
have to say is you said it in the last time that we had an interview together was that, you really have to do you. Like, we are our own guinea pig. We really have to be. And because you're going to get so much information from all different people, like one person eating whatever and one person that's eating like couldn't eat any cleaner, and they're both doing extremely well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, who do you listen to? So it's like you really have to be your own guinea pig and see what works for you. And it's part of the journey. And that's basically at the end of the day. But it doesn't hurt to get tips from each other and
Of
try
course.
new things out and have a good time in the process.
Yeah,
So
that's what I always say. Just like, hey, I'll give you whatever. I'll talk to you about whatever, but it's take it if you like it, leave it if you don't. I don't take offense to anything because I know what works for me is not going to work for a lot of other people because I'm quite non-traditional with things. So if it helps, it helps. If not, it's
exactly. Yeah.
information.
So we're going to dive into all of that. So you are someone that does have a full-time life, a full-time life. So you have, I know, a job that you're traveling. You were a teacher. Now you teach the teachers. Are you still doing that?
I do, yeah. So I was in the classroom for 7 years. I taught middle school and high school math. Got this opportunity to work with a curriculum company, the curriculum I was teaching. It was only supposed to be a summer job, and they asked me to go on full time, and I've been just over 7 years now with that. So I travel the country. I stay mostly on the East Coast. I picked up some jobs in Texas this year, so that was fun. But I teach the teachers, so we do their trainings, we coach during the year, just helping teachers be more successful to help their students be more successful.
So since you're so good at math, I can't help but to ask because like there's a whole thing with the barbell and CrossFit and just any lifting,
CrossFit
right?
math.
And is that those funny shirts and the memes about like the 45-pound plates and the 45-pound bar? You have no problem adding like doing the math, right?
No. I get asked all the time of like, what weight is this? What is this? And for me, since I know like women's barbell weights, which the 35 barbell weights,
Yeah.
you just add 10 for the men. So yeah, I get asked all the time about weight.
Yeah. That's,
Which sucks though too for me, because if I'm trying to go for a max and I don't want to think about the weights, I can't not think about the weights.
ah,
So it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time.
yeah, absolutely. Like everything else in life, right?
Yeah.
So and then I mean responsibilities, relationships, and so I'm dying to hear like how you juggle it all these days. But like how would you say like what do you think separates someone who is thinking about or talking about getting into racing or maybe even wants to PR, but they don't necessarily want to starve the distractions to become that person that can PR or that can podium. And you are certainly podium and competing in elite and pro. So share.
I mean, if I could do it, anyone can. You just got to put your
Right.
mind to it. And that's the fun thing. A lot of people, sorry, this is Tia.
Tia?
Tia, she's gonna hang out the whole time
Oh, they're
because I
so
haven't been
cute.
home, so now the cats are bombarding me for attention. But I mean, I didn't start, and that's I always love to share like how I started because I didn't run at all. I mean, the
Yeah,
sports I
false.
played were softball, which is
Yep.
not really much running, and I bowled growing up. Like I didn't do sports that really were running per se. I got into running because my dad started to get healthy. He has some issues and was told to just lose weight, and I became the person that went with him
Hmm.
just because I wanted to spend time with my dad, and it became us running. Not even running. We were rollerblading at first.
Oh, that's fun.
So we rollerbladed until we could run a mile, and then when we could run a mile, we would try to run a little bit more, and then that's how we worked. It was, and that's why I keep saying like I'm non-traditional in a lot of stuff because my growing up into running and racing was me and my dad throwing our shoes on when we were both home and just like leaving the house for a run. So that grew into 5Ks, that grew into 10Ks, that grew into us doing duathlons because we both like bike riding also. Grew into marathons, and then that grew into him going towards Ironman and me going towards OCR because that's just what
Hmm.
we both liked. So, I mean, it's really just kind of like putting your heart and mind to what you want to do and then figuring out how to get there. Like, what are the choices that you're going to make to get there? Are you going to make sure you're running every day? Are you going to look into types of shoes? Are you going to also strength train? Are you going to like how much time are you putting towards it? It's really just consistency. I mean, there's times when I stretch in an airport, like, but I know I want to do something and I want to get something in that's going to help me be a little better than the day before. So no matter what your goal is, it's just pick your goal, pick what you really want to do, and find those little steps that are going to get you there. Because it's not going to be one giant leap. It's going to be little steps that are taking you 1% better every single day, a little bit every single day to get you where you want to go.
And somebody like you that's traveling so much, like you just said, you're stretching in an airport, you're fitting it in wherever
I've done
you
it.
can. You're like maximizing any opportunity you get to sneak in a little bit, whether it's mobility or stretching or go for a quick run or
Something.
whatever. And I love a quote that I saw on your, I think it was on your Instagram, the easiest path to success, question mark, bite off more than you can chew, then figure out how to and chew it. So
I'm so aggressive.
did you talk about, no, I love it. I absolutely love it.
So there's a little background to that. That happened. I happened to see that at like such a perfect time. I know we just saw each other in DC. I had raced Vegas 2 weeks before that, where my partner Joe and I for mixed doubles got a massive PR for us. We've been trying to get under an hour for a year now, and we came close. Last year at World Champs, we were an hour and 4 seconds. So we like put work in. We put work into like figuring out our plan, just fully trusting each other with the process, with the decisions that we made. And like, we ran a damn good race in Vegas and we were 58-34.
Mm-hmm.
And like mixed doubles was one of the biggest heats. It went pretty much the whole day. We were an earlier heat. We were sitting in third. We found out an hour before awards or whatnot that we dropped to fourth. Which missed us on missed podium and missed qualifications for us. So like that just like stung and hit hard. We happened to be able to get a ticket for DC, and we're like, we are out for blood. Like we are out for blood. We want this so bad and so hard. I was also racing 3 other races and was in the middle of the CrossFit Open, which was like a lot to juggle. But I knew where my priorities and I knew where my goals were. So like, we're just going to figure it out. And that quote popped up and I'm like, yep, this is me for that weekend. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm literally biting off so much for this weekend. And like, I cannot be more proud of myself for how it unfolded and just like what my body is capable of doing. I've been putting a lot of work in this year to be able to handle that volume and execute what I need to execute and be able to separate it in my mind. That's a whole nother factor. Like mentally being able to like take each day, take each race and do what's needed to be done for that race and then recover and get ready for the next one. So it just, I like aggressive quotes. I like quotes in general. And that one just like seemed to really fit the weekend for me of, hey, you got a lot going on, but we're just going to figure it out and make it all work. And
So
it worked
like
out so
David
great.
Goggins?
What'd you say? Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
He's
not as aggressive, but I feel like I'm getting there.
Respect, all the respect for him. So, okay, because when you did the race in Vegas and you were feeling like you guys had your best race,
we had such a good race.
Were then disappointed, right? So like
I cried.
The final results because you thought you were there, you had your best race, you feel like you did everything you could. So what did you do different to be even more prepared to get that
really angry?
Was that
really, really angry? So coming into Vegas, just really prepared on like what my jobs were during the race. Like, what do I need to execute? What do I need to work on? Me and Joe talk before, after, during each race to see like what little things we need to work on for our plan. And then AJ Golick has been coaching me through things. So like we're in conversation with him too. That way my training is following that same thing. So I knew I needed to work on machines and get my machine stronger. I know my big thing is running. I have a really strong base, but just the speed that's needed to keep up with someone like Joe Rocco. If you don't know Joe Rocco, he's really fast and can be really fast for 24 hours because he's also like reigning world steppers measure champ. So he's just an all around amazing athlete. But knowing the speed that would be needed for that sub hour, just really worked on that and worked on like executing my job. And then even between Vegas and DC, it was only 2 weeks. So you're not gaining much in 2 weeks. You're not going to like magically get super fast or magically be able to push a slide a little better. So it was really just like making sure I'm recovered the best I could possibly be, making sure mentally and physically I'm ready for each race that I'm going to go into and know exactly what needs to be done. And even between that time, me and Joe talked of like, hey, we switched our plan. We made like small changes to our plan and what was needed. And we dropped another 2 minutes. I don't even know how that's possible, but we ended with 56, 56 and change.
Wow, that's
Crazy.
amazing. And so that's like strategy, transitions, who's doing what when you say change the plan a little bit. Yeah.
It's a long race and there's a lot of little things that like you don't think about until you get up to that level of like even knowing like you're switching on ski erg, like we make sure like I'm on the right side, make sure you move to the left, like switching on sleds, knowing what side you're on, knowing how many burpees you have left until you're switching, knowing how many burpees you're doing. There's so many little details in that big of a race that can make a huge difference.
Oh my gosh, you just like that's the show right there because turn up the heat. Even though I do love spicy hot sauce, and we'll talk about that again later because I know you don't like heat, but it's not the show is not about that. It's kind of like a play on words, but it's about making small changes to get exponential results, just like that video 212 degrees, 211, water's warm, steaming, but it's at 212 where you can move a locomotive, so that it sounds like those were like you made those little micro changes and clearly exponential results where now you have qualified for worlds. And the time.
So waiting for the email, but
waiting for the email. Oh geez. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. That is so good. I'm happy for you. I'm a little envious, but I'm happy for you. I think I told you I saw you right before the race and I was hoping to qualify for Worlds, but I had to come in third. I came in fifth instead. But you know what? This was only my second HYROX, so I'm like, it's okay. I gotta
that's
pay
wild.
my dues. I gotta pay my dues.
Yeah, well, that's another crazy thing too. Like even just thinking about that, me and Joe have only raced 4 times, which is wild.
Ooh. Yeah.
We've done other races. We've done a little DECA, and just as a team, we're on the same team, so we just vibe really well. And same, like that's what I mean for partner things. You have to be in it 100% and be there with and for your teammate at this level. Like we do plenty of partner races, double races, relays, where it's just like, hey, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna have a good time. If you're really looking to like step up and really do well, it needs to be like 100% trust, go into it, execute your job, go.
Right. And would you say that even like some races are helping, that is essentially your training for what is going to be maybe like your peak race, right? Like if you're going to go do a race, there's nothing like that environment that's going to push you that little extra bit. And that essentially is almost like a training day for you. Maybe it's not your best race, but it's a training day for like that next race.
Yeah. And even, I mean, there's so many different ways that you can think about it too. Like I go into other races just same for training. I can get a full sim. I don't have sleds around by me or a spot where I can do sled pulls and sled pushes. So like that's where I get my training for it. Unfortunately, it's during race, but so doing the races kind of puts you in the feel for it that like a regular sim in a gym isn't going to do. And even it's funny because Joe and I were just talking last week because we're racing New York City. And at first we were like, oh, we qualified. We could just have fun with it. And we were joking around about different things. And then I was like, can we race? Like, can we race? Because like, same with like that feeling of hurt, for lack of a better term, it's that's what it is. It's an awesome feeling after it, but it is not fun during. And I said the same thing, like that's 2 weeks before Worlds. Like I want to feel that hurt and that level of hurt prior to going into Worlds, because you can't simulate that. You can't simulate how that really feels on a course.
And yeah, when you feel that hurt, that's why I cold plunge actually, because it builds these neural pathways in your brain that you can actually do hard things. You know what I mean? You can like,
the one thing I can't do.
Oh, come on.
No.
Oh, girl, I'm gonna challenge you when you drive north to go to Killington this year. You stop in Londonderry, New Hampshire at Impact X Performance. We have a cold plunge. I'm gonna stick you in it. Come on. Come on. I'm double dogged on you. So, couple questions about like, again, the training. It's a little selfish. And I know a lot of people want to hear about this because a lot of people are doing HYROX these days. So many people are going to New York. Are you going to Miami, by the way?
No, only because of Easter.
Yeah. Easter weekend.
I wanted to.
I know. That's all right. There's plenty more. They're doing them everywhere, right? And then the New York one is now like a 10-day event.
Yeah. Just, hang out for a week and a half.
Yeah, right. So as far as speed training, because I follow like a lot of Rich Ryan's work,
Oh yeah.
and I've learned a lot from that, and I really realized more like about volume, but also when you're going hard, you're going hard, but when you're not going hard, you are like zone two and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like where instead of that like kind of junk zone, the junk zones. You know what I mean? So there's probably some controversy, and maybe it's debatable, but
There always is.
um, what are you doing for speed work? Like, how are you getting faster? Because I know you didn't love to run. It was just the means to get to the next obstacle at one point, but now
It
you've
was.
gotten really good at it.
Yeah, and it was like spending time with my dad. Like
Yeah.
if that gets me to spend time with him, I'll run as long as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And now it's a little different. So I work with Underdog. Shameless plug
Nice.
there. Underdog Fitness. They are an amazing team based out of Connecticut. But obviously not all of us are from Connecticut. So those that are close, go to the gym. Also, we hold awesome DECA events. Just gonna plug all those in there.
No, I
Trisha, give me
actually
love.
told Kevin that I'm going to go down to one of those events. I want to see how
Our
he
next
runs.
event is the beginning of May, first weekend of May. Join us. We have
May
a
what?
HYROX space event on the Saturday, and then DECA Mile and Strong on Sunday.
What is that, like the second, third? Because we're having May
The second
9th,
and third.
second, third. Because on May 9th, we have, because we're a DECA affiliate at IXP. And so
Yeah,
on May
you guys
9th,
have yours.
we have an event too.
Just
So
keep going week by week. You're fine.
yeah, why not? It's all
But
great
yeah,
training.
it's a good time. It's greatly run.
Yeah. And I'd love to see
They
it
pull
as
off
it
a
is
really
going on.
good.
Yeah.
Come back,
Awesome.
come back, come
I'd
back.
love to like just learn, from my peers. But
Yeah,
okay,
so
so
we have the gym there.
what are you doing for speed training now?
We
Like
have the
what
gym
was
there. We also have like remote, which works perfectly for me because I'm everywhere in the country. Sorry, my cats are eating things, and I don't
Okay,
mean
it's
to.
okay. Take a pause if you need to.
But so with that, I work under AJ. We have 5 coaches that are, I believe, 5 off the top of my head that are working with Underdog. Sorry, Kev, if I got it wrong. So I work under AJ Golick, who does more kind of the hybrid side of things, but he also does everything. He's also one of my good friends, so it works really great communication wise. We can just kind of like talk to each other, and he's good with like, hey, I'm in a hotel and this is all I have. Can we adjust the workout? So that helps. So we are basically on a kind of a run speed day. I'm focusing on machine work, so I have a machine work day, and then we have like a compromise running hybrid style type workout, where it's like station running type things. And it's kind of the general stuff that you see. My intervals are intervals. They're either like 1,000-meter intervals, 400-meter intervals, 800-meter intervals, or time based, where it's like 3-to-1 ratio, on for 3 minutes, off for a minute. Not
And you're
spilling
going
all
as hard
his.
as you can go for those for the 1,000 or
It
the.
changes for those for the intervals. It's hard, and I don't know otherwise. So intervals I like to push myself. I do everything interval wise on a treadmill just because my math brain can like figure it out more. And I've limited my running outside since I just came over a foot injury that happened running outside. So we're staying on the treadmill for a while. But yeah, I like that I can analyze and see my paces and work with my paces there, and I can push it and try to work for like either negative splits or keeping. For the most part, I try to hit my intervals hard, knowing that that is my major focus for building that speed. But you take it day by day. Like you guys, there's some days that are really good, and I'm like, cool, I can hit almost a 6-minute pace, and I feel great. There's some days when I'm like, we're gonna hit a 7, and hope that I survive. Like
Right. Or sometimes you have one intent and then you're like, wait, today's not the day we're doing it.
I just had that like this week. I'm getting over. I don't know if you got any type of cold or anything after DC, but we had a bunch of our team get everything, and I'm still kind of coughing. And on Tuesday, I had some intervals I was doing. I got through 7 out of 10, and I was like nauseous, coughing up a storm, and I was like, we're not doing this. So called it. I think that was the best decision, and I got into my next run feeling great. So I think that's another thing that people need to realize, that like you're not going to hit your training every single day at the highest intensity possible. There's some days I track my recovery. So if I know my recovery is low, I'm not hitting my workout as hard. I'm just getting through it. I'm not trying to hit my paces. I'm just getting work done. And there's days when I feel great and I'm like, cool, we're going to see how hard that we can push this today.
Yeah. That's part of being a smart athlete for sure. Whether it's recreational athlete or pro athlete or elite athlete is
Everything, yeah.
being that intuitiveness with your body. And then, so you mentioned you track your recovery. So I know you were wearing a Whoop. Are you still using
Still
Whoop?
am. It's a
Ah,
part of me now. It's been a part
nice.
of me. We are 10 years now with Whoop.
Yeah.
So it's a part of
Wow.
me. It has indented into my skin.
I didn't know you could wear it up there.
Yeah, they only have like this. They only have a regular black armband or like the water band, but they have an armband, which I love because I also CrossFit. So when I'm lifting, I'll wear wrist wraps. And it got so annoying trying to move it every single time and still get like the heart rate and the activity.
Mhm.
This, I've been wearing it here probably for like 8 years now, and I forget about it. It's just there. It looks awkward at weddings, but it's fine.
I'm
And
the
that's it.
same. I love the thing, and I don't get any fancy bands or anything. Although I have to tell you, on Shein they have all different colored ones you could buy, like for cheap.
They
The
have
band.
so many, even just
Yeah.
on the site, they have so many now. And now they have the
Right.
clothing. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, okay. What is the biggest, like, what's the most effective or applicable thing that you've learned from the Whoop, would you say?
Um, that, like, basing the intensity that I'm going to be doing my training and working out based on my recovery and how I feel. And just recovery in general. As I'm getting older, even though I don't feel like I'm as old as I am. And then I talk to people that are like still in their 20s and I'm like, oh Lord. Um,
Oh, you're in your 30s. I thought you were in your 20s for some
38.
reason. You're 38. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
38 and I
How
still feel
can I
like
ask you how old your Whoop says you are?
yeah, it's I think my sleep destroys it. That's the problem. The
I
last I checked,
know.
it said I was 36 and I'm like,
The sleep
well,
thing. How much are you sleeping? Would you say on average?
uh,
It's okay. You don't have
sleep
to feel
is
bad. I know you want to sleep more, but sometimes it's hard. So I'm
Sleep
the
is a
same.
little rough with traveling. Since I travel so
Mhm.
much and I'm in hotels, I just don't get the amount or the quality of sleep that I want. I usually try to at least get 5 or 6, but it also depends. Like yesterday, my Whoop told me to go to bed at 9:30, and my flight was at 9:30. So you know what? I got home at 12:30 and I went to bed by 1.
I know. I'm always like laughing when it's like you should start winding down. I'm like,
I'm like,
you
I still have
do.
so much to do.
Yeah. Oh my
But
gosh.
that's why I got Whoop to start with. Was I wasn't doing anything for recovery, but I mean, I got it 10 years ago when I was in my 20s and I thought I was
Right.
invincible,
Mhm.
but I wasn't. So really to see my recovery, track my recovery, and it's cool because after so much time, and whether you're using Garmin or Ring or Whoop, you get to know how you feel. Like I'm now at the point where like I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I think I'm green today. So now I like test myself. And like I can tell when I like, oh, this is a bad recovery. This is a red recovery. This is when we're just getting through a workout. Like
Mhm.
we are not trying to hit your paces. You are just getting through and getting like as best quality that you can. But then like
Mhm.
those green days or those high yellow days, I'm like, we are pushing the pace and we're gonna have fun with this. So
Right.
that's been the biggest thing. And it's also helped me to like focus on recovery as much as possible. Where now I like on ideal days, I will stretch every single night. I massage gun every single night, just like before bed, just to get my muscles like relaxed a bit. So like
Mhm.
trying to do as much as I can. I make sure to have my protein shakes. I'm hydrating. So it's just helped me be more aware of
Mm.
different things that I need and not just focusing on like just training and just competing.
Oh, absolutely. That's such a big part of the equation I've learned too as I've matured. Um,
Matured.
so I was going to ask you, yeah, like what behaviors, because you do the journal at every morning, and it's like, and then it correlates like your recovery scores with the behaviors and habits that you have and how you've have answered them in the last week or month or year. And is there anything really profound that you have realized that there's a correlation with as far as better scores and worse scores?
Um, Sleep. Sleep has been that's a massive thing and it's hard when it's slightly out of your control. Like yes, I can go to bed earlier. I cannot be scrolling at night. I can stop watching Food
Right.
Network every night. Like obviously, I know, but sometimes that's the only time I have to like sit and turn my brain off during a day.
Yeah.
And I take that with all grace. Um but that like has helped me to know that like when I actually stretch and massage gun, like I noticed my recovery was going up and I noticed my HRV was up where there's days like last night I only got in at 12:30, 1 o'clock. So there was no stretching, there's no massage gun. And like, I know my recovery's a little down because of the sleep and because of the non-recovery. It's helped me too, just with like nutrition choices, drinking choices. Like I stopped drinking little over three months ago now, and like significant changes
Stop
in my
drinking like
recovery.
straight alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a huge one. Definitely.
huge. And
I had
even
the
when I was like last year, I was kind of like on and off. Like I was still drinking, but like off before like big events, and you can tell the difference. It's so crazy how like it picks up on it right away, and it kind of like calls you out on it.
Oh
Makes you
my
feel so
gosh.
guilty.
You want, yeah, I remember like when I first had my whip, like a 5 year or yeah, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Because then I had a hiatus where I didn't use it for a while, and now I've been using it consistently again. But it's like back then, it's like it didn't matter what you tried to do. You couldn't like try to
You
like
can't
trick the
hide.
system. Like if you're
No.
drinking, you're gonna get a red score pretty much, or a worse
Yeah.
score than you would have otherwise.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially if you're like on and off, it like it knows. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it
And
does.
that's what I love about it too. Like I tell people also, especially they like did a lot of research and things over COVID, which
Mhm.
helped with that. And it actually like had me a couple of years ago, I knew I had the flu before I got the flu,
Mm,
which I thought was wild just because my scores skyrocketed and I was like, oh, something's wrong. Like
yeah,
this isn't just a mistake, something's wrong. And it was like before I started feeling it. So like
yeah.
it's crazy how it can like sense your
Oh,
body and know. So, but then I knew like, all right, we're gonna change my travel around, we're gonna get everything ready.
right, and control the controllables, like you said, like you can't control maybe the number of hours you're getting or the fact that you have to get on an airplane, but what else can you adjust? Like,
Yeah.
making sure you get that, you're doing the gun and maybe the sleep etiquette, you know what I mean, right before bed, the screen, the this, that. What can you control? The hydration, like those are all variables
Yeah.
that really do make a difference. So, like, what do you do as far as I know that you have a very supportive, like a really great support system. You are
Yeah.
surrounded by greatness. You have like some of the best coaches, Kevin Gregory, like best coaches around you. Have you ever been in an environment where like it wasn't conducive to what your goals were, like maybe not a supportive relationship?
Yeah.
And yeah.
That got me into racing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, like you said, everyone goes through their stuff. Had my fair share of like supportive and non-supportive, which is kind of crazy and weird because I haven't really like talked about it. Back in OCR, I was in a pretty serious relationship. We were engaged, and he also raced, and we were supportive, but like not in the best sense. Like,
Mhm.
um, even like told people that like he only had me race races that I could win, so I would win money for us and stuff. And it was just like a supportive. It seemed supportive on the outside, and it wasn't supportive whatsoever.
Mhm.
It was one of the best years of my life racing, so like love that. Like training
Yeah.
was great, but it was because like I don't want to say it was forced upon me, but it was just like that was it. Like
Mhm.
I had to train and I had to race so I can win and I can have this as like my other job. And that's when things went downhill for me mentally too,
Mhm.
because like I don't race because it's my job. I race because this is something that I absolutely love to do.
Mhm.
I love competing. I love being in the environment. I love the people that I'm around. And that was another thing. Like we didn't stay at races. We would race and leave. So I never got
Mhm.
to like I didn't get to see the people that do actually fully support me, and it became just a very negative environment
Yeah.
for that.
Okay.
But we're back
All
and we're
right.
here, and like even it's funny too because like what we do is like hard to explain to people. I don't know if you got in there too, but like I don't think my family still fully knows all the like
No, unless
exactly what
they've
I
been
do.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, they know OCR, they've been to OCR, they've seen me race, but the hybrid sense, it's hard to explain HYROX and DECA to people
Yeah.
who
It
like
is.
don't know that, or and even CrossFit. Like my
Right.
parents have been to like a couple CrossFit competitions, but not much. And they can't get out to everything. My brother has only just seen me race via thank you Lou Titan 6 actual filming the ruck races at DECA World Champs. Like that's the only way he got to see it. And now he's like, I want to see one of these. Like I didn't even know that this was what you do.
Right.
So I've had that weird sense of not that my family wasn't supportive with it, but they just didn't know. So they
Right.
didn't understand why I was doing so much. Like,
Hmm.
why do I need to do a 10-mile run before Easter? Why do I need to still go to the gym when it's someone's birthday? Like,
Right.
they didn't understand those sacrifices, but as they see it and get into it, they do understand it then. So it's just that weird line of like not fully understanding at times,
Yep.
but
Yep.
that's the cool thing now. Like you said, coming out to Underdog was probably one of the best things for me ever, especially after that relationship. And with me, like coming off of OCR and into hybrid, not really knowing my place yet. I got to fall into a group that's so supportive, and just, we push each other so much without even realizing it, and just help each other want to be better for themselves and for everyone else. So
I love that. And
it's a
it's
cool
really
time.
true. What I have found in my life is just like the 5 people you surround yourself with most in any
Yep.
pillar of your life, like whatever you're talking about, whether it's fitness or, finances or faith or whatever, like that's kind
Everything.
of how it seems to always land. You're kind of like the 5 people that you hang out with most. So
Yeah.
aside from relationships, how do you treat like the consumption of even like, well, food, of course, and then just your environment as far as like what you'll watch. Do you pay attention to that? Like what you'll watch, what you'll listen to? You know what I mean? Like it's all stuff that we're ingesting. Is that something that you that
Yeah.
you pay attention to, or it doesn't really affect you?
Yeah, way more now. I never thought that was a big deal, big thing. Until I started like really working on myself the past couple of years. I've done a lot the past couple of years of just like growing into myself as a person, like figuring out exactly who I am as a person. Mentally, like I always was like strong mentally racing, but like everywhere else, like you said, all the other aspects of life, like why can I be so strong here but so not in other ways? And I'm also very stubborn, where like if something was bothering me or got to me, like I would just like hide in the bathroom and cry. Like wasn't one for like reaching out to people for things or talking about things. And now, like, I will tell you my whole life right now.
Mhm.
Because
Thank you for
it makes me
sharing.
who I am. So
Yeah.
I've become way more in tune with focusing on things that I know I want to focus on for me and bettering myself. Like
Mhm.
if it's a situation that is not going to be better for me, I'm not going to put myself into it. If it's something that's going to help out a friend, and if it's something that's going to help out a family member, or if it's something that's like for my relationship here with me, my girlfriend, yeah, obviously I'm going to do things that are needed and wanted there. But if it's something social media wise or something news wise or something just kind of like out there in the world, work used to stress me out so
Mm.
much for no reason. Like it came to this point of me realizing like, what impact is this having on me? Like I go to a school, I work with teachers. I used to get so angry when like, oh, they're just not listening. They're not doing this. They could do better if they just wanted to work. I'm there for a day,
Mhm.
and that's the day. And then I go. So I've read a lot of books, both from an athlete perspective, even just any like self-help betterment books
Any
that can
favorites?
apply to, oh, so many that can apply to all aspects of life.
Mhm.
Relentless is one of my favorite books, athlete wise. If
I
you are
have it right
competitive,
there. I have it. Yeah.
it's like literally have it tattooed on me from
Wow.
reading that book. That is an all-time favorite.
Yes.
How Bad Do You Want It is so good.
Tim
Trying to think.
Grover, right? That's the one you're talking
Tim
about?
Grover. Oh,
Yeah.
he is incredible.
I know. I gotta
Incredible
reread that. It's
person.
been a while.
Even just some other books, non-athletic, like we do a book of the month for Underdog also, so it's cool to like get everyone else into it. Recently we just did Let Them Theory. I'm reading Endora right now, which is so fascinating. I'm also reading like I just started a book called High Functioning, which is all about high functioning depression, which is fascinating. I'm learning so many fascinating things just with that, and seeing like, oh, like this is an interesting thing. I relate to a lot of this stuff. And not
Ah,
that like I wouldn't say that I'm like depressed right now, but like I've taken a lot to get to where I am with my life and bring myself to a state of enjoyment and happiness with everything that I do. And a lot of it, I have a whole, I got like 2 bookcases on this side where if you want a list, I can give you guys a list. Anyone want a list, just reach out to me. I try to
thank
post
you.
them after I read them on social media, just because there are so many good books out there. Um,
So you actually physically read it like a lot. I mean, you're in planes a lot, so that must be helpful.
yes. So my thing always is if it's one of these type of books, like something that I know I'm either going to want to like dog ear the pages, highlight things, underline things, I get the physical book.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my library here is just like all these like nonfiction self-help. I don't know any other good word for it. These athletic betterment of yourself books. I will always physically have. I will
Mm-hmm.
always let anyone borrow as
Mm-hmm.
long as you give it back.
Right.
Just because I
Exactly.
usually have notes or things, and I go back like before big races, I'll look back in some books and like get some quotes and things.
Mm-hmm.
If it's any like fun books, I have my Kindle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because that too, I feel like we need both sides of it. Like we need like the learning and betterment and stuff. And then I try to do 10 pages a day for those books, and that keeps me reading every single day. I literally take 2 sticky notes and I do like my starting page, my stopping page. So I can do 10 pages a day on that. And then like on plane rides and whatnot, I'll have like my fun books, which are like my murder mysteries and stuff.
Oh, fun, right?
Yeah.
It's fun to get out of your own world for a little bit. So obviously, if you're making time for reading books and you're making time to train so much and really dial it in, you must have to start. Like one of my favorite quotes is starve the distractions. You got to starve distractions. So like, what are some of your non-negotiables and what distractions do you have to starve? I'm sure you have to say no to a lot of things, like a lot of people asking you to do different things or events or whatever,
Yeah.
TV, I
It's
don't know.
it's hard. And it's finding really focusing on what is it that you want. Um and not necessarily what you want now. There's a quote in the back of my head. I forgot. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like deciding
Don't
between,
exchange what you really want for what you want right now or something.
yeah, it's
Like
something
it's
like that. Like,
delaying the gratitude, the instant gratification.
yeah, focusing on like what you really want, not what you want now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that, and it's a lot of planning and preparing that. Like, it might
You
just
are
be
the
in your head that
queen. You are the queen of
not
preparedness. Actually, I was
really.
going to start it off like that. I forgot. Like you literally, and we'll talk a little bit about that because I know a lot of people, I hate to say it, but like it's the excuse of I'm so busy, but like where do I fit time to
Yeah,
work out? And never mind race and race well, but like, and now you're on planes almost the whole entire month. So you really have you're dropping your bags and then you're packing for the race and like you have to prepare like nothing I've ever seen before.
it's yeah. It. I don't know how I don't. Well, I forget stuff at times. It's hilarious. I will forget like a whole article of clothing. Like
Mm.
I will forget all my sports bras for an
Oh
entire
boy.
trip. It's hilarious. It happens, but that's part of it. Like part of if this is what you really want and you want to hold a full-time job, and I mean for me that's travel also. So I'm working and traveling 60 plus hours a week, and then getting in training and getting in recovery, trying to read. I crochet every once in a while. Like, have your fun stuff, have your hobbies,
Yeah.
still have time to be here, be with my cats, be with my girlfriend, spend time go. I mean, we try to fit in dates when we can, but it gets hard at times. I'm not saying it doesn't. There's times when we don't see each other for a week or two at a time, or we only see each other when I come home at 12:30 at night, wake her up from the couch and be like, "Hey babe, I'm home." And
Yeah.
then I leave the next morning. So like
Right.
it's not easy at all. And there's times when I'm like, if I just stop all this, this will be nice. Or like if I just go back into the classroom, I can have a routine again.
Mm.
I love routines, and it's weird that I'm in this position where I don't have a routine every day. My day literally changes, so I need to plan that out, and it's figuring out how you're planning that out and what you can do for it. I try to take whatever day I'm home. So today, I'll go ahead in my training calendar. AJ knows we have it set up to. My cats are fighting in the background. We're just going to keep talking over them and hope that you guys don't hear it.
I can
Um,
barely, I don't think I can really hear it. I can hear my daughters screaming. Can you hear them?
no,
I'm trying to like be like quiet.
but so I take like a day where I have time to look ahead at my schedule, and AJ knows I'm moving around my workouts to fit my schedule. So I look to see what days in my home where I have access to equipment, and that's where I put my workouts where I have equipment. Days that I'm at hotels, that's where I do more of my running workouts, or that's where I do my own kind of running or like some lifting. Days when I'm working and traveling, those are my rest days. We always joke around and people joke with me that I don't take rest days. And I don't schedule rest days because I'm forced to have rest days at times.
Right.
There's weeks when I'm working and traveling 3 days out of the week. So that means I'm working a full day at a school, and then I'm heading to the airport, and then I'm flying somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So those are forced rest days for me, but I plan all of that out as much as possible, because if I don't, then I'm not going to do it.
Right. Right.
um, I plan when my luggage is always massive, because I make sure to pack my vitamins, my protein, my casein, my creatine, pre-workout sometimes, but like all the things that I need for each day, I am packing that with me every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And people find it entertaining. I put it on social media. Like those are my stories where I'm like, hey friends, I have to pack for the next week and a half, but I always have to think at least a week in advance, if not up to a month in advance, just depending on the trips that I have. So that's yet another quote. Like if you don't plan, then if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. It's one of those. You think I'd be better with like actually restating quotes? Yeah. So like if I don't plan all this out in advance, in as much of advance as I do, then it's not happening. And I've had that happen before where it ends up being a couple weeks where I'm like, I haven't worked out. And it happens. I mean, we're human. There's been time and time again where I'm like, well, it's been a whole week and I stretched once. Or like I ran 2 miles.
And then you get back on the horn and muscle memory, right?
And then you get back on. It's about, and you said it best, it's about making the time for it. Do we always have the time? No, but am I going to make the time? Yes. Yesterday, I got out of school at like 3:30. I had like an hour drive to the airport. My flight wasn't until 9:30 at night. There was no earlier flight I could switch to. I found a Planet Fitness. And I got a 5-mile run in.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yep.
And then I felt great. Because on a day where I thought I wasn't going to work out, I got to get a workout in. So it's really just like, if you really want it that bad, you're going to find a way to fit it in.
Right. Absolutely. And then when you have the opportunity, you are doing some very dialed in, intentional training so that you can keep going. Sounds like.
Yeah. As intentional as possible. And I'm really, really good at procrastinating. So sometimes it's me yelling at, I hide it well. Sometimes, like, because I get in that sense where, like, yesterday, like, got in the car, drove, went in the parking lot at Planet Fitness. I just sat there for a good 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was just tired. And I'm like, this feels nice.
And there's nothing wrong with that, to enjoy just a little zen for a couple minutes.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're going to miss the airport if you don't start running soon. So let's go. But, yeah. It's a balance. It's a fine balance of listening to your body, not listening to your brain when it wants to just shut down, and just being like, you know what? I want this, and I want this really bad. So I'm going to do what it takes.
Right. Awesome. Starving those distractions. I did want to ask you, like, you hear about the pain cave, and like you have different mantras. I know I have different mantras, but like, you said it hurts during a HYROX race, like it hurts. So what are some things that you're telling yourself in the middle of that besides I want to win?
Don't die. I gotta put this down. I yell at myself. I also I love a good dark place. Like give me that, and you only understand it if you've been there. Like we've all competed, right? Most of you are watching probably because you've competed and done that. So we've competed. You felt that pain when you're like in a race, when you want to kind of back off and you're like, no, push yourself. But like there comes a point where there's this dark place, and there's no way to explain it. You just know it if you know it. It's beyond the pain cave. It's just like you get into this place where you're finally just like, screw it. This is just going to hurt like hell, and I'm just going to let it hurt like hell because this is exactly what I want, and I am in this place where I want to be and need to be. I love that. You can literally feel it and switch inside of you where you're going from like hyperventilating, almost crying, to then like I literally feel myself like get serious and like, let's go. Like you're here, you're already hurting. It's not going to change, but like accept it and go with it, because this is literally what you've trained for, you've paid for, and we know HYROX ain't cheap. And like you've wanted this entire time. So what are you going to do? Are you going to back off and not get what you want, or are you going to take what's yours? And I love that. I've always said too that like I'm really good at suffering. I like that.
Yeah.
In races and in competition, like just that feeling of like, this hurts so good, and to me it just makes it feel so worth it that like everything I've worked towards is right here and it's happening. It's not a good feeling.
It's
from like an outside perspective.
If
It's
you think of
not,
it,
but
it's
it
just a
is.
sensation that you have to just embrace the suck. And then one of my new favorite quotes, I don't even know where I heard it, but it was like, sometimes when a pill is hard to swallow, you have to figure out how to, you just have to chew it. So right there
Yeah,
when you're in that
that's like
pain
mine.
cave, you just have to chew that pain.
Yeah,
You
you just
know?
have to go through it. And like for me, it's that kind of like argument back and forth of like, because we've all been there. Like I've had times when I just stop. Like I've done that before, and I'm just like, no, I'm done. But I've also had times when I really want to stop, and I'm like, you've done this already. You've been here, you've done this, you've felt this. What is different now that is making you want to stop? Like, does it hurt a little bit more? Yeah, it's gonna, because you want this a little more and you've trained a little bit more for it. And like you end up having that conversation in your head. It's really weird talking to yourself and arguing with yourself, but it's like in HYROX, you're doing the same laps, right? So if I'm like feeling like death on lap 6 and 7, like you've already done this many times. You're over halfway done. You have this little more to go. You're going to work really hard for another like 15-20 minutes, and then you're going to be really fucking happy because you did what you wanted to do. So
Right.
it's that too. It's like thinking about like that kind of like prize at the end. And it's always that. I had when we were talking going into DC, I was talking with AJ about it, and like he said it right. He's like, are you happy doing this? Like, is this something that like you want to do? And like it was there was no filter. It was immediate yes. Absolutely yes. And like that also gave me that knowledge. Like I was thinking back to that of like, you so quickly said yes, this is what you absolutely want. You're gonna do whatever it takes.
Right.
And that's that pain cave. That's that dark spot of just like,
Yeah.
I don't care what happens. I'm doing whatever it takes to accomplish what I set out to accomplish.
Yeah. So it gets tricky because do you ever fear, or what have you done about this, like strategically? Because if you get into that like 100% anaerobic zone, like there's only so long you can go there before you literally will like completely burn out, right? Or like, can you just be at 100% for an hour? I don't know. I
No,
didn't think it was possible
it's
scientifically,
weird. It's a
physiologically.
weird feeling too when that happened. That actually kind of happened to me in DC, not DC, Vegas. Because of course I don't know how to race just one race. So before mine and Joe's race, I raced women's doubles pro with Abby. It was so awesome. We had a good time. Where I ended up doing, we tried a 50-50 split, but where like I was starting and stopping because I was pushing her on the run. So like I essentially did a little bit more of the work, and I also haven't done much. Like I'm just getting into doing more HYROX races. I did Indy for a while. I stopped doing Indy about a year or two ago. Was really only doing mixed doubles with Joe and like dabbling in some fun things. But this was my first like big weekend after a while. So I was like, oh great. Got to my race with Joe, and there was a point like we were pushing hard, and like I want to say it was about halfway through the race or probably after the row, my legs just stopped pushing. It's a weird feeling when your body like feels good. I felt great in the pain cave still, but like felt great, felt like I could handle it. And then like my legs just wouldn't move faster. I was like, come on guys, like we can go, come on, go, like go now. And they just like, no, we're just gonna stay at this speed. I could not go any faster. I would like get to a speed, hit it, and it was a weird feeling. So like, yeah, your body can get there, but like you're still adapting and you're still like keeping in tune with what your body can do. So like, all right, if that's where we're going to get to, then I'm going to get to that speed as quickly as possible and just hold on to that as quickly as possible. And like, make sure I can do everything else. Like make sure when we get into a station, Joe's starting to work, I'm recovering as quickly as possible. Cause whenever he needs me, I need to jump in. So like, you're still doing what you can do, even if you're not working to the expectation that you want your legs to move.
Right, but you're giving your 100%,
Yeah.
regardless.
And that's something too that I've tried to work towards in my training over all these years, like 20 plus years of training, of figuring out what my body can do under duress and under fatigue. So like, especially CrossFit wise, it's a little easier because it's usually like short sets of things, but like I know exactly what my body can handle, even if I'm at like my worst. So that's another thing too, of like, how in tune are you with your body, and how can you use that to maximize your race, even if you're under fatigue? Like we usually don't race 100%. Like a lot of times we're doing multiple races a weekend, and it depends on where the races fall. And like these 2 times it happened, and World Champs is going to be the same, where mixed doubles is on Sunday. So if I'm doing any other races, I'm not going to be 100% for particularly my like A plus race. So you need to figure out what your body can do even at that level of fatigue, because I think maybe in a 20-year span of competing, I maybe went into races fresh a handful of times. It doesn't happen.
Wow. Yeah, because you want everything to always just line up perfectly. But at the end of the day, it's always, reflecting back on the race. It's all information, even if you're disappointed because you think you gave it your best. But now, I mean, that's how I felt at this last one. I felt I gave my best, but I'm like, it's still information. Where can I where can I have that refinement in my training and then experience and race, like more races to experience?
Yeah.
So.
And there's so many factors too. I mean, you don't know how many people are going to be on course when you're there. You're not going to have a perfect course. I fell in DC.
Oh my gosh.
Slipped going out at one point, and it like worked out better for me, popped right back up and I was good. But like, you never know what's going to happen during a race. So you have to be able to make those changes and just kind of like accept what is and work with it. Be flexible as much as possible.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So how much would you say that nutrition plays a role? I mean, you mentioned all the different supplementation that you're taking with you. You sound like me. I have that same thing. Like wherever I go, I have those like provisions, I call them. But like nutritionally, I know like on the course when you were doing like the ultras and all that, that you had your food that made you happy. You had your Skittles
So
and Cheetos and something else. But
Skittles,
like,
Cheez-Its.
yeah, Cheez-Its. So what, like on the regular though, are you doing to
Okay,
getting?
I'm going to preface this conversation. I was fearing this question. I always preface this with do as I say, not as I do.
I knew you were going to say that.
And there's reason behind it. One, same as always, everyone's nutrition is different with just what you can have, what your body likes, what works for you, what doesn't. Also just factor in lifestyle. My lifestyle is very different from most people. So I had a time years ago when I was like meal prepping and I was like doing all like I was like paleo for a while. I was pescatarian for a while. I was meal prepping every day and focusing on my macros, but then I was still traveling. So that became hard for me because I was still trying to stick to something so strict in an environment where I couldn't. And it ended up worse for me because there were times when like I was in an airport or I was on the road. On the road, you're getting rest stops that only have like McDonald's, Popeyes, and like a little store. So I wouldn't eat then. And that became worse for me where like I wasn't eating. So I wasn't fueling my body for what was needed. So like that's where I started making sure to have protein shakes with me. I do 2 protein shakes a day. That works for me because I focus more on protein. Especially with traveling and just being on the road. You don't really have the best options. So if I can get my protein there, I'm going to. Now I'm way more flexible with what I eat on the road because I just want to make sure that I'm fueling my body. Is it always great? No. But I still try to just make the best decisions that I can for myself. Recently I've been doing like a lot of poke bowls because those places are popping up everywhere and it's a lot of food for not a lot. So that works for me, especially when I'm traveling. Sometimes when I'm traveling or when I'm in schools, I don't get to eat until after. So me getting a bigger meal like that I know is going to be healthy and fresh is way better for me than like sneaking in like a pastry from the hotel breakfast. Like, but sometimes that happens and that's absolutely fine. So I just try to be the best I can. One thing this year that I am still trying to focus on is like, as I'm making decisions for like lifestyle, training, nutrition, like, is it helping or is it hurting? And in what way? Like, what is it helping? What is it hurting? If it's hurting my training, is it helping something else? I have a bag of Skittles and I just ate a whole bag of like Cadbury eggs, royal dark chocolate, because they're delicious.
And look how happy you are.
Yeah. Like, is it hurting my training nutrition wise? A little bit, but is it helping my sanity? Yeah. So I'm eating those Cadbury eggs. It's fine. I also know for me, when I don't sleep well, I crave sugar a lot more. And at first I was like, nope, like we're not eating any sugar. We're trying to stay away from all that. And I was a cranky person So you know what? I'm getting the bag of Skittles. It's fine. So
It's
like,
always the Skittles, huh? Nothing else. You don't
you know, it's
deviate from Skittles?
nerd
Okay.
clusters. Oh my,
Okay.
Underdog got me on those, and I'm fully addicted to those right now. It's
If my
terrible.
members were listening, don't listen.
Sorry,
Okay.
this is why I say, like, do as I say, not as I do. Don't follow
Right,
me with eating.
right, right.
Um, I just try to do my best as much as humanly possible. If that means I'm going to Chick-fil-A, I'm going to Chick-fil-A just to
Yeah.
get food. If that means, luckily, airports, a lot of airports have a lot of really good
They
selections
do.
now,
They've come a
which is
long way.
very helpful. I fly into a lot of the same places and I try to stay at the same like hotels so I know the area. So I do end up like kind of the same thing as I would at home. At home, I'd meal prep and I'd have the same things because I don't care about eating the same things. So like if I'm going to this airport, I'm picking up Chopped and I'm getting a salad from there. If I'm going to this airport, there's a rice bowl I know I can get. So I try to get like the betterment of choices I can, but don't listen to me otherwise.
Well, I mean, what you're doing is definitely working for you. It's like maybe a
It's
little bit of that
realistic.
80-20 thing that's going on for you. And sometimes maybe it's 70-30, but when you have control, right, control the
Yeah,
controllables, and then maybe you are 100%
exactly.
what you can be. So I think that's a great plan. It's obviously working, so you can't really argue it, you
Yeah,
know.
I've been working too on like eating more during competition days. I never used to, which is it's a very hard thing for me, especially when I'm putting forth a hard effort. That's just how my stomach is. I don't eat and I don't remember to eat, which is weird because otherwise I usually always have food with me. I just can't stomach stuff, and it's weird because like for a HYROX weekend when it's a long weekend, like Friday I'll be good, I'll be eating everything, so I try to eat as much as possible then, and then like Saturday I like maybe have a couple bites of a bagel in the morning to sustain me the whole day. That doesn't work. And then Sunday, I'm not really eating anything. So I've been making sure to try to find stuff that I can eat, even if it's like a little like deli meat roll up wrap, like just something to get food in. And my friends are really good with like, as soon as I finish a race, they're like, here, have food, take something,
Right.
eat something. So that's helpful actually too. Like because you can get caught up in so much, especially when we're like following other teammates around. We have people racing all day. Being able to know that, like, if I don't remember, I have people that are like, "Here, eat food, please."
Yeah.
Um, it's really helpful, and I don't even think they realize how much that helps me out. But I've
Wow.
been definitely focusing more on competitive nutrition
Yeah,
and
I
making
remember
sure I'm
you saying
still
that the last time we talked about not eating as much, like like you and eating during,
hard.
like even during an ultra doesn't work for you. And I'm the same way. I'm
No
more of like I got like all my other little provisions, but not like a wholesome. Like I don't eat
food.
pancakes for breakfast, and I see other people doing that or bagels, and I'm like I'm starting to experiment with that because I feel like I'm gonna experiment with it during training, like because I
Yeah,
think if I eat more of the race day in the morning, like provided the race isn't at 6 a.m., then
a whole
I
different.
don't know. I think it might make a difference.
It really does. And that's too where I realized that like even in between races, like I bring like my protein shakes with me now because at least like I can get substance there and it's better for me than like trying to physically eat something. Like
Mhm.
I'm still getting protein, I'm still getting something down in my system. Um and like I said, I've been doing like the deli meat roll-ups, like that's been easy because it's not like something big and heavy.
Mhm.
Um Try to snack if I can. I try to have a good breakfast when I can. I've been doing like a yogurt smoothie shake thing, one of the Chobani protein ones, but still like focusing on the protein, a heavier one, and a bagel when I can. Does it always work? No. But like having things available so I can at least do something and
Right.
try to focus more on it. It's getting a little better.
Well, sounds awesome. Thank you for that advice. And again, all of us can take it with a grain of salt. What works best for
Yeah,
us.
please.
Shifting gears, though. So you had you recently had an injury, and I'd love to kind of get
Yeah.
a little bit into your mindset because someone who's such a competitive athlete, like I'm sure there's like a little bit of an identity with that, and it's everything and you feel so good doing it. Like what happened more recently, because I know you had a different injury last time we spoke, but
I've had a
shoulder, I
bunch over
think,
the
and
years.
foot. Yeah, and so now you had something, and so and what happened mentally? Like, did you go somewhere dark? How did you deal with it? How did you get through it?
All of the things. So, um, back around Halloween, it was literally the day before Halloween, and I was on a work trip, which made it even worse. Um, I do some work back on Long Island, which is where I grew up, so I'll go to my old CrossFit. That way I can like be in a gym setting and still get some training in. Um, And we happened to have a workout that day that like started with a mile run, which I thought, cool, let's just like go all out on this mile run. That was dumb. Um, it was at night. I didn't see sidewalk. That was, it's weird too, because I know the whole path, and it's stuff that this is when it happens, right? Like I trained there for years. I know the running routes. I was like, this is fine. It's fine that it's dark. Totally fine. No, I kicked that sidewalk so hard. I broke the ever living crap out of my big toe.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, me, those that know me, like I kept going. Like I finished the mile run, had a really good mile. It was like a 6:40 mile. I was so happy with it. The next part of the workout was like some lift, but like not really moving your feet. And I was like, oh, this is great. Got through it. The third part of the workout was the farmer's carry. Started the farmer's carry. I couldn't walk. And I'm like, cool. Well, this sucks. Checked my foot, and like usually any other time I've broken something, it will bruise right away. It like swells up right away, and like you're like, it's broken. My foot looked okay. Like there was something with my big toe, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just jammed. Like I kicked, like went right into, kicked, fell. My head was bleeding. My knees were bleeding. My shoulder was like raw. I was like, I'm fine. Tried to clean up the best possible because I still had to hop on a flight. So that was on my mind. I'm like, I have to get to the airport. Like I can't miss my flight. So let me like look presentable. This is where like having a close-knit group really helps, because right away I texted Fo, my girlfriend, and I texted AJ and Joe. They're like my two people that I'll talk to for anything. Texted all three of them. Fo was working. I didn't know what the guys were doing, but I was just like, I need someone like, is anyone around to talk? I think Joe answered first, and he's like, what? I was like, I fell. I think I'm hurt. Something happened. Like I was running, I went in, I don't know what's wrong. Like I just need someone to talk to, because I'm starting to like panic and lose my shit. So the normal things, like, it's okay. Like you'll be fine. Just like get to the airport, get through. Like, I was like, can you just talk to me? It's like, assess everything tomorrow, like just make it home. And I literally just thought I thought it was jammed. Didn't see a big bruise right away. Didn't see a lot going on. I was like, let me just get home. Mm-hmm. Do you know how hard it is to not only drive, but get through JFK airport with your right foot being injured? So that was fun. Trying to drive was amazing. And then of course my gait was like all the way to the other side. I think it took me like 30 to 40 minutes just to hobble to my gate.
Oh my god.
And this is where I started thinking
like just so much pain.
This is where I'm like, okay, this still like just happened, and you're walking on it right away. Like you didn't ice anything. You didn't have time to like do anything. Like we tried to make sure my like head wasn't bleeding anymore. That was priority. I was like, it's just because you're still on it. You just need to rest it, need to ice it. I'm still like putting myself in a state of delusion just to try to get home. The quick flight, it's like a 40-minute flight. It's not bad, but like that is killer if like you have an injury. Like I don't know about you guys, my feet like swell up anyway.
Did you like elevate your foot in the plane and have your
No, where are you gonna elevate it?
I know, I'm picturing you sitting in like the airplane with your foot. I mean,
I tried to just like not move as much as possible. So tried to not move as much as possible. Then I had to drive home because I'm like a little over an hour from Boston. So like by that time, like talk to everyone else, talk to Fo. I was like, so, I got injured, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll be home soon. Like, I just need you to help me out. We live in condos, so I'm like the end condo, and we have a parking lot on the other end. So once I got home, she came out to like help me with my luggage. And all I remember is that like we have stairs, and then it's like a walkway to get to our house. And I just stood at the top of the stairs and just started crying. And I'm like, she was like down the stairs. She turned around. She's like, what? I'm like, I don't think I can make it. Like everything finally hit. Everything hurt. I was like, I just want to go to bed. Mm-hmm. So she like helped me out to walk, get home. Like I finally iced my foot, did what I could. I was like, let me just check in the morning. In the morning, it did not feel any better. Still same thing. Like could tell something was wrong. Didn't really know. Went to urgent care just to get x-rays right away, and then went to my foot doctor, which is also like a foot urgent care, so I can just get in with someone right away. I crushed my big toe.
Oh.
I counted 6 pieces.
Ooh.
Absolutely crushed my big toe. I asked for a boot just so I can continue working because there's not much you can do with like toes and fingers. You know, they don't do anything. They wanted to give me a little like sandal, and I was like, I'm in airports and I work in schools. They're like, here's a boot. So I was in a boot for a long time. They said at least 8 to 10 weeks before it might be healed, just because of like how much it crushed. The only good thing was miraculously somehow like none of the bone pieces moved. My doctor was like, do you have anything like any bone pieces like sticking out of your toe? And I'm like, that's nasty. No. He's like, okay. And then he looked at the x-ray and he's like, no, like this actually might heal pretty good. He's like, but we got to keep watch. If anything moves, you're going to need surgery and you're going to need a pin. And I'm like, all right, noted. We don't want that. Kept watching it, kept going through, was supposed to race Dallas, didn't race Dallas. Was in a boot for at least 8 weeks, went back, it still wasn't healed enough for anything. So he's like, we got to do another 4 weeks. And I'm like, so I have a race.
So
He's like, you can't do anything. There's nothing you can do. He's like, you can't. He's like, what type of race? He's like, you can't run because you can't go on your toe. And I'm like, but what if I wanted to?
right, that was gonna happen.
So needless to say, I know I'm like deterring from your entire question, but within all of that time, like I had Deca World Champs. Qualified in 7 races for Deca World Champs.
Oh.
4 of those being team races. As per Deca rules, if I raced anything, my partners could not find a new partner. I would either have to race it or they would have to just like nix the race. If I did not race anything for the weekend, they could find new partners. So then became the talks, like lots of talks with AJ, lots of talks with Joe, lots of talks with my partners, kept my partners like up to date with everything. Communication is an amazing thing. I'm learning, like just stay open, like fully vulnerable to everything. Like, this is how I feel. This is what I want. I don't want to be selfish, but I want to be selfish. What can we make work? Literally even scheduled a mental breakdown with AJ. I was like, hey, can we just schedule some time so I could just like sit and cry? Which is good.
You're big on that. You talked about that in the last time we talked to about.
Because I've learned. I've learned from it, because seriously, like from my shoulder injury, like I remember just being in my bathroom crying hysterically to myself, and I'm like, that's not healthy and not something that you want to do. So like, have a little group, have someone that you could talk to and reach out to. So through a lot of planning, a lot of preparing, a lot of feeling out movements and seeing how I feel, we worked as safely as possible. This is still something I don't condone people doing. But in the end, with some adjustments in the team races, adjustments in my own races, adjustments thanks to the rules where I could do lunges on one leg, which is not fun to do in a Deca race. It's the first station. Doing 30 lunges on one leg and then trying to run hobbling is not the greatest thing, but I was able to race all 7 races. I ended up on the podium 5 times.
Amazing. It's so
but it was good. And
it was
so
a
lot,
mental, right?
a lot mental. I mean,
how relentless can you be? You know?
Yeah, and that's part of it. And like those were some of the hard conversations that I had to have with myself and with other people. Like, am I willing to hurt this much? Am I willing to let myself down? Essentially, like I was training hard. I was feeling so good coming into Deca World Champs, and I had some lofty goals.
Before the injury. Before so you were at your prime,
I
and
had
then this happened.
Massive goals coming into Deca World Champs that I wanted to just like keep. I was coming in as like rock mile world champion, and I had a title to defend, and I'm like, I can't even defend it. So being realistic about like, okay, we're changing these goals. What are my goals going to be now? What am I going to do? How am I going to go into this race? How am I going to go into day by day? I didn't even know what I could do until the week leading up to Deca World Champs. So like we made the decisions. I'm going to race. My partners were all amazing and super, I can't think of the word right now, but just like ready to do whatever needed to like make sure that we can race and still have a good time and still like put forth an effort that we can put forth. and be willing to take on more work, which it's a hard ask to be like, hey, I can't do stuff. Can you? So like a lot of the conversations around that to make it work, plan everything. I also had like planned a lot of things for my foot. I had 4 different types of shoes depending on what my foot can fit in because I didn't know if it was going to swell up. I had my boot on standby for any time that I was not on the course. I had people ready to get ice right after a race to make sure I can ice, I can elevate. I had people ready to carry me off the course if needed, even though that was a goal to not be carried off the course. I had Molly Crowley came the week prior, and she's studying to be an athletic trainer, so she literally brought that, and we made molds to go around my toe if needed to like really stabilize it. Like I literally did as much as humanly possible to be able to race, and that's some of the background stuff that people don't see. And that I want to make sure people know. Like I didn't just go into this being like, yeah, let's race, this is fun. Like I had planned and prepped so much to make sure I could do as much as humanly possible. Control the controllables. These are my controllables for me. What can I do to make sure I can race all of these races and not have to be like, sorry guys, I can't race these other days. And it worked out better than I could have imagined. And I cried after every single race. I put myself in a corner more than enough times. I was in a lot of pain more than enough times. I did a lot of recovery in between. But that was something I was willing to do and I wanted to do. So
I do like that people hear this because it's not like this just gets handed to you on a silver platter. You grew up running with your dad and you were an athlete and then you're just like, a natural. Like there's been a lot of obstacles that you've overcome. Do you ever think like
not natural whatsoever?
No.
I worked a lot at this and I make mistakes all the time.
Absolutely. 100%. And like you are, like I said, like to really sum everything up that we've talked about so far, it's like preparedness, consistency, being adaptable and controlling the controllables,
Yeah.
So, I mean, kudos to you on that. I had another question about what you were talking about there about,
sorry, there's a lot in there.
No, that's okay. Oh gosh. It'll come back to me afterwards. So that's the injury. And so where will we find you this year? Because I know one year you did like 47 races in the year, like Spartans, ultras.
We're trying not to do that.
All rock, everything deca. So this year, are we going to find you mainly like competing in HYROX, or are there some other type of event?
It seems to be so.
Yeah.
I joke around that they forced me back into it. It wasn't the plan, but it's becoming the thing. Mainly HYROX, DECA, still dabbling in CrossFit. CrossFit's just hard because there's not many competitions. Like there's some local ones that I always try to get to, and that's usually the beginning of my season. So January, February, I had a bunch of competitions that I did, and that's usually like my fun stuff. Doing what I can. The CrossFit Open just happened and I did pretty well there. So quarterfinals is next up. I'm going to see what I could do there and just see what I can dabble with.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I saw those WODs. I was keeping track. I have some friends doing it.
They're fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But HYROX mainly, I will be in New York both weekends. HYROX World Champs. DECA, I will be at our events at Underdog. Our next one's in May, like I said earlier. Fits,
May 9th,
I believe
just saying May 9th if you feel like
and May 9th. And May 9th here. I gotta see what I'm doing that weekend.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, I'll let you use our cold plunge if you come visit.
I guess I gotta get it over with, if anything.
Right? It's just a sensation. It's just a sensation. So that do you feel that like, because there's so many different types of events that you were doing, and do you feel like there's something to be said for just kind of like, because I have another friend doing this too, and myself a little bit, just dialing in on like one type of event it's got to help your training, doesn't it? Like sports.
Yes. If I'm taking it from that side of, if you really want to like do very well at something and you're finding what you love and you're getting into it and you're like, hey, this is what I want, then yes, dial into that and go for it. I like to just compete and do things. So even within that, yes, my focus is on what I'm focusing on with HYROX, what I'm focusing on with DECA, but like I I
You'll
still
still be
am
at the
doing,
beast, Ultra Beast?
we'll see. We'll see. Spartan race, if I do any Spartan race, it's, at this point, I will race with people from the gym I go to. And I'm really just like a Sherpa for them. That's what I joke around that, like, I'll hold all the fuel and I'll help you out on obstacles and I just kind of bring them through, and it's still super fun for me. But like, I'm going to Fit Challenge this year for funsies. I'm doing Rally in the Valley, which is a 3-day hybrid competition. It's one of my favorite things of the year. I've done it the past 2 years. It's Rally in the Valley. Check it out. 3-day competition. It like involves everything. We do CrossFit style workouts. We did last year. We started the weekend with a 4-hour trail run. We did sprints. We did a shooting event. We did a heavy deadlift. We were in a wave pool, which I hate. Like it is the most fun and has scared the living crap out of me every year with something. And that's what I love. I love just seeing what I can do and seeing just how my body and how mentally I handle situations. So yeah, I just put myself in these types of situations.
Where is
I'm
Rally in
doing
the Valley? Where is that happening?
West Virginia.
Okay.
West Virginia. Matt Stevens, owner of Fire Fitness in West Virginia, he's put it on the past 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, Matt, if I got that wrong. 3-day hybrid competition. It's cool. It's like, for me who just likes competing and just like being thrown into things, it's like, it's a dream to be just thrown into random events and just like, hey, see what you can do about it. And we don't always know everything. Like the first year I did it, we knew the first event and then we literally didn't know the second event until we were doing it. Like he brought us out 8 at a time. So the rest of us didn't even know what was going on until we got brought out. Like, super
kind
cool,
of a
super
metaphor
fun.
for life, that uncertainty, right? It's like kind of good for training your
and
brain.
just like see what you can do and see what your fitness is. It's not something you get to practice. Just see what your fitness is and how you can adapt to it. But that's fun. Definitely excited for that. That's in the beginning of September, Labor Day weekend. I'm throwing in a 50K, like just funsies. Let's go for it. My girlfriend's doing it, so I signed up for it too, just as like a training run.
Now, Flo was doing her first ultra like 4 or 5 years ago when we did our last show together. Is she addicted to ultras? Did she get the bug or what?
She's hilarious. She's kind of stepped away from everything for a while, just like figuring out work. She works long days. She does like 10 to 12-hour days, so it's hard for her to get training in. So she kind of stepped away from kind of training and competing for a while. She's starting to get back into it. So of course she signs up for a 50K. I'm like, babe, can we start with like a 5K? No, let's start with 50K. She's like, then I'll train. So yeah, she found a 50K. That's like,
sign up for something and figure it out.
Yeah, and she loves long stuff. Like she used to just go on like 50K runs for fun, and I'm like, you have fun with that. I'm gonna stay here. But she was the same kind of where I was, where like we liked stadiums and we liked ultras at the same time, which doesn't make sense. But yeah, looks like she's trying to get a little bit more back into running, and like I'm doing an event with a couple friends in October. Do you know Ghost Train?
No.
Have you heard of it? It's in New Hampshire.
No. Oh, Ghost Train?
Yeah, I'll send you the information.
Oh, maybe. I might have heard of it.
They have like a 15-mile, I'm doing a 30-hour.
Okay, yeah, they have a series, right?
Yeah, it sells out in like 5 minutes. Okay. I was at a CrossFit competition when registration happened, so I was like, trying to register at the same time. But yeah, I'm doing a 30-hour with that with a couple friends, and also we have a Phoenix group at our CrossFit. Phoenix is a sobriety group. I don't want to mess up saying all the good things about them. They're a sobriety group. We do workouts twice a month at our gym, and anyone can come work out. It's just 48 hours sober to be able to do the workout. And they have a group that's actually doing this race also. So I'll be a part of them and a part of my friends as well. And it's just a good time. It's 30 hours.
I like anything.
It's going to be fun.
Phoenix is
that's such a great organization.
Great symbolization of a lot of things. So one thing I was going to ask, I know you're probably pulling up your calendar. What else do you got going on? So what the thing that I had forgotten earlier is like, people say that everything happens for a reason. So
I love
maybe it was your injuries, right? No one ever wants to get injuries, but like, did you find anything within this most recent injury with your foot, with your toe, that like it happened for a reason where there was like a silver lining? You can say
always. I
no.
mean, I always try to find kind of the positive and the silver lining to everything. Personally, I had a rough year last year, so like when that occurred, I was like, cool. Here's the final punch, like for the end of the year. Like, you're gonna take me out of my world championships. This is great. Like, I finally like got back on my horse again and started to do everything, and I got punched down again. So like, yeah, you have that time when you're like pity partying for yourself and whatnot, and that's where your sport group is helpful too. Because I literally had, I think it was Molly who like after like a week or so, she's like, go work out. And I'm like, what? She's like, go work out, get a workout in. And I'm like, all right, we got to stop the pity party. Like, you can still work out, you could do stuff. It's a toe. Like,
It's a job.
there's so much more that I can do. So that's
Okay,
where I
your
started.
endorphins, right?
Yeah, that's where I started like figuring out what I can do. And that's a good thing with injuries too, that I always try to do, like figure out the things that you can do and like thrive on that. Like, I was still able to row. I was still able to ski. I can do a lot of wall balls. I did a lot of wall balls during this time, but because I couldn't do lunges, so how can I still
That's
work
a
the
silver
legs?
lining right there because you need to have those wall balls down.
Yeah, so it helped me like cater my training a little bit. Helped me personally too, because with that, just personally, I did kind of like mentally spiral again ish. Like, I'm human, realistic, and got back into just like bad eating, bad habits, the pity parties, the stuff that you don't show on social media and like you don't tell
Right.
athletes that look up to you of like, yeah, like I feel like crap at times too. And it did help me just kind of like realize what I wanted. Going through Deca World Champs how I did, and realizing like, wow, this did really mean a lot to me. Competing even in this way really meant a lot to me, and this is something that I do want again. I want to see what I can do. I want to be elite again. I miss being elite again. I miss like, I was saying to people, like, I miss my name being called. I miss people talking about me on podcasts and like bringing my name up at races. So like, I knew like this was a turning point for me of like, I want to get there again. So that means I need to make some significant changes in my life. And that's where like I started dialing everything back in. I stopped drinking in December. Like, it was like the week after that, I had like a bad weekend where like mental weekend where I like drank a bunch, and then I finally like, I need to make this decision and go for it. So really worked on that. Making the better choices, eating, focusing on working out and recovery. Cause that's a hard thing too when traveling there. It's so easy to just be like, I've had a hard day. I'm going to sit here and watch Food Network. That's what I do. But being like, no, I'm getting back to the hotel. I'm going to get my run in now so I can like sit and hang out later. And make it a priority again. So I definitely believe that. I don't know if I would have realized that as much as I did if I didn't go through Deca World Champs the way I did.
Right. It's almost like something got taken away from you a little bit, and then it made you realize how badly you want it. So there's a
Yeah.
silver lining. That's actually really beautiful.
Thanks.
I love that. That's Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
It's that Phoenix again. Do you ever doubt yourself?
Always. Dear God.
Or preparing for something?
It's a weird it's a weird mentality. I like to joke about a lot, just because if I take things too seriously, then I start panicking. And I just like laughing and having a good time. So like, I will joke about things all the time, especially if of like races and how I'm going to do at races and whatnot. And it's that flip side of like, there's one side of me telling yourself like, why are you still doing this? You've been doing this for almost 20 years. Stop. Like, you've had your prime, you've had your great years. Like, you don't need to keep doing this. Why are you still doing this? You should not be here. And then the other side of me is like, screw you. Like, who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? When it's me. And then that like quiet confidence. And I've been working to get that quiet confidence back a lot more. I feel like I was in a place the past year or two and like I didn't really know where my place was. Where in OCR, I knew what my place was. And that's like, that was comfort. for me. Like OCR, like if it's a stadium, I'm kicking your ass. If it's an ultra, I'm gonna keep going. Like,
Right.
and I'm still joking about it, but like I had that confidence behind me of knowing like I could go into a race and know exactly how I'm going to do. We're like coming into this world, hybrid wise, where I've been here for so long, but now there's so many amazing athletes
Right.
that have been putting in way more work than I've been the past couple of years. I'm like, I don't know if I belong here. So it's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep sitting on this thought of like, I don't know if I belong here? Or am I going to create a version of myself that belongs here where I can be
Right.
confident in it? And I feel like Vegas and DC was a huge turning point for me in that confidence of like, okay, I belong here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm finally at that level where I can confidently say I belong here, and I can confidently say like, I'm coming into this race and I'm aiming to beat you, which is
And it's
nice.
who you become in the process. So, right, like who you became in the process to become that better version of yourself, to be feel like you belong there, even though you always belonged there. So I always say, like, well, what else are you gonna do? Like, whenever I doubt, like, why am I doing all these races? Like, when you're out, maybe feel like, compared to a lot of people maybe overtraining or working out too much or whatever. I'm like, well, what
What else
else
am
am
I
I
doing?
gonna do? I mean, it's okay and acceptable to go sit at a bar on a Friday night and everyone's, getting trashed and they feel like crap the next day. Why can it not be okay that I want to go run 10 miles on a Friday night? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, at least I'll feel good in the morning, you know?
yeah. I feel way better in the morning. And you know what I'm gonna do in the morning? I'm gonna go back to the gym and get another workout. And
Right. What's
so,
the alternative? And you
yeah,
meet so many great people along the way.
yeah.
So,
And like you said, like then you really find your niche. You're finding your niche everywhere. Like not only in racing. Like I'm finding my spots racing again. But like I found Underdog. I found my mini group in Underdog. I found friends that I can go to at the gym too. Like I have people, a lot more people than even back in OCR. Like I still had my groups in OCR and I still have people that I still talk to like 10, 12 years later. But like it's not necessarily the same vibe. Like
mhm.
especially me growing as a person and coming more into myself and being able to open up more about myself and my journey and everything I've been through. Like it's just a whole different feeling of finding your place.
I hear you talking like I'm hearing you're exuding vulnerability, right? So have you become more vulnerable over the years? Like that's part of your
Oh, for
maturity.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in this place for a while of thinking I needed to be perfect. So weird. No
Yeah.
one's perfect. Especially with like, be, I came into a lot fast. With OCR, like, came into Elite fast. Started podium. I was on the podium 2 years into racing Elite.
Mhm.
So on the podium a bunch. Then I got into working under Killian, which like puts your name out there. Then I was pro team for 4 years. So I thought like, kind of in that sense of like, oh, like there's the limelight on me. I need to be perfect with everything. I need like my training to be perfect. I need my racing to be perfect. I can't show doubt. I can't show it's just that like weird, I can't think, my words are terrible. I don't want to say it's imposter syndrome, but like kind of in that sense of like I need to show myself as this athlete because I had people looking up to me, because I had people like watching what I'm doing, because I had people following my races and seeing, am I do I lash out if I get a fourth place? Do I need to just go hide in a corner? Like that's what I thought I had to do. I had to just like be this great athlete, training, not training, in life, everything, and like not show the
Mm,
downside of everything, which just isn't realistic. And like
right.
once I started talking to people, and you know me at races, like I will talk to anyone, and
Yeah.
that's where I found that more. Like once I started talking to people, and people were like, wow, like really, you're a real human. I'm like, yeah, I'm a real human. Are you kidding me? And I've gotten that from other people where they're like, well, other elites, like they won't talk about this, or they won't. No, I'm gonna be me, and that's what it was. Like
You're
I just
so real. And that's why we originally talked, I think, when we
yeah.
had you on the first show, and that's like, it was not by accident that I ran into you in Washington, in DC, you know what I mean?
I'm so happy to see you.
And I'm just about to start my podcast again. And it's like, I didn't really know
Happens
who
for a
I was going
reason.
to do first. What's that?
It happens for a reason.
It does happen for a reason. And I'm like, this is a great, because I think you have such a great story that people will be able to relate to, like, just, being vulnerable, I think is just something that a lot of people, myself included, that it's easy to kind of lose because we're trying to,
Fit this
try to be our
image.
best and in this image. And yeah, comparison is the greatest thief of joy. So
Yeah, but like being this and like being open to talk about anything, it's just helpful. Like,
Yeah,
it helps
it
people to
really
see
is.
you as the person that you are. It helps to make like it's just realistic. And I think that helps other athletes that are coming up too to see like it happens. I look back, we were joking, I look back at my running from last year. I didn't run all of February last year. Just a
Mhm,
whole month, you know.
mhm, mhm.
Didn't feel like it, didn't do it. I was going through things and I just didn't care about it. But like
Yeah,
that's realism. That happens. And then like,
yeah,
you know, got the ball rolling again, got back on it, and we're fine. You're gonna fall. You're
right.
gonna have like good days, bad days, things. It's not perfect every time. And I don't think it should be shown as perfect because something as great as this community and these sports that we're in, I don't want that. I don't want people to think like, oh, you have to be this type of athlete to do it.
Right, right. Gosh, you've definitely shared so many great nuggets. And again,
I
the
know.
show is about making little changes to get exponential results and ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And you really
Yeah.
exemplify that. You're a poster child for all of that stuff.
Stop it.
What's that?
Stop it.
Well, I know you won't be able to get out that door to go make your dinner.
The ego will be
Um,
too much.
so before I ask you the last question that has to do with the hot sauce, is there anything else that you want to share with the world about anything? Just, maybe people that are struggling to get back on the horse or to get on the horse for the first time in their life, really.
Um, just move. Try to just keep it simple. And
Mm,
because that, like, just doing something helps so much. When you don't feel like it, when you don't want to, when you don't have the time for it. Like you said, like 5 minutes of something is better than nothing. Like, go out for a walk.
mm,
Go, just do 5 push-ups. Do a sit-up. Do a squat. Like, do something. The more that you get yourself moving, the more that will continue. And that just like, that's going to start bringing all the things, right? That brings the endorphins, that brings the dopamine, that brings all the feel good stuff. And I always say like discipline trumps motivation, which is absolutely true, but like just movement is going to trump that also. Like,
mhm.
what is any little thing that you can do? And find your people, find your space, reach out to people if needed. Like,
Yeah,
that was one of the greatest things that I did was like start to reach out to people and be like, I'm not okay. Like, can we talk? Can I just share things with you? Because
I love
I don't
that.
I need to get back where I want to be, and I need help with that.
Well,
Whether it's
this,
anything, the
this
training,
is
even training, I still do that. I reach out to teammates and I'm like, hey, I need help with this. Like, any suggestions that you got? Find your people, find
yeah,
your group, find what you love,
right,
find what makes you happy. Life's too
right.
freaking short.
It really
Like,
is. We've all lost someone that has left us too early, too young, and it's you have this wake up call of, oh gosh, why am I even stressing about these little things?
yeah,
I feel like we're spiritual beings having a human experience. We're all doing the best we can.
yeah, and
So,
that's all we can do. Like, just do what you can,
yeah,
and
thank
don't
you.
compare it to
Awesome,
others.
awesome stuff. There's a song called "Find Your People." Have you heard of it? I'll send it to you if you haven't.
Send it to me. I don't. I'm
So
so
good.
bad with songs and music and
Okay.
people and things.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're gonna love it. You'll love it. I play it for cool down a lot at my IXP.
Send it to
Um,
me, please.
so on your arm, is that a shark by any chance that you have for a tattoo?
Oh, that's the newest one. Yep. I got a
It's a
shark.
shark?
Yeah. Me and actually Molly, we both got sharks. We actually have partnered for Deco all last year, and we've been kind of same, like helping each other out with training, with life, with things. She sent me something on TikTok, where two people got tattoos of sharks, with the meaning, I'm gonna butcher this always, of like, sharks need to continually keep moving, to stay alive. So we like got this to like promise ourselves that we're gonna like always make sure to motivate each other and help each other to keep moving, no matter what.
Do you like
So yeah,
Jaws?
that's my no.
No.
That scares me.
No, no,
I'm a
no,
scaredy cat when it comes to anything that's like suspenseful. But
no.
I like that. And
So
it's a good thing to kind of help me to keep moving. I got like my motivational tattoos I meant to bring up before, but
oh,
that I
hmm,
have on my arms, and
yeah.
I have them so I could read them when I'm
Gives you
racing. So one,
mantras when you're ready to
yeah,
be
one
grounded.
side says everything's okay.
Yeah.
So no matter what, everything's okay. And the other side says let it hurt and let it go.
Woo! I like it.
Yeah. So
Oh.
That way
The
I can read them
shark
and see
is a
them.
the shark is a great segue into the hot sauce, and here's why. So I used to
I need
order
to hear
like
this.
I would always order hot sauce for anybody that was a guest on the show and get them like whatever temperature or heat they like. And mostly I was getting it from this one particular website, but more there's a company more locally called Spicy Shark. And
Oh,
I read about the founder the other day and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like I'm not like really into sharks, but I like your tattoo and the reason why you have it. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start supporting this more local company called Spicy Shark. So I want you to go on there and pick whatever you
I
want, and
love
I'm gonna
it.
send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's not gonna be the hottest one.
No, it's going to be the least hottest one out
I
there.
know,
And for everyone that doesn't know, I like the flavor
right?
of spice and hot sauce and stuff. This can't handle the flavor of it, so it's very entertaining for anyone else when I eat something hot.
Wow.
Um,
And
yeah,
you
I made
like
the
it?
mistake with like my first. Do you eat kava?
You mean the
The
place that you can go?
the bowls, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've taken my daughter there. I don't think I ever ate there myself.
Yeah, well, I didn't ask any questions the first time I went there, and I got the harissa one, which is,
Ooh,
yep, that's how everyone else
ooh,
reacts.
your face just turns red.
It's entertaining.
Oh
There's
my
redness,
gosh.
there's sweating, there's crying, there's me like taking a bite and sitting for 5 minutes. It was really good, really tasty. It took me
Yeah.
about 2 hours to eat half the bowl, so
Oh my gosh, yeah.
it's
But
fun.
you'll be okay having like a mild sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Ooh,
know
I'm gonna.
Flo likes the spicy stuff, right?
I literally was just gonna say like Fo loves hot sauce, so like
Yeah.
we're gonna
I
show
like the
this to her
spicier
also.
the better, personally.
That's how she is, and nope, nope.
Okay, don't be shy. I want you to pick out a hot sauce that you want,
I
whether it's
will.
mild
I have
or
it
mild.
up, so I'm gonna check it out.
Yay! Awesome. Cool. Well, don't hang up. So, for anybody that doesn't know, this is my first time using this platform doing a podcast. So, this is really raw, really, really raw. So, I'm going to hit stop on the recording. But thank you, everybody that was here listening.
Thank
I know
you.
there's a lot of podcasts competing for the attention. And I hope you learned something and you have some takeaways that you can apply, even if it's one little nugget. Take one nugget, it could change the trajectory of your life. Thank you so much, Kelly, for being here. And I'm sure it's not the last time because there's going to
Of
be other
course.
topics I'm talking about, and I think that you will be able to contribute for sure. So,
Yeah, definitely.
great,
And can I just plug, like, if there's any questions or any thoughts you want to share, like, reach out to me, please.
yeah,
Instagram, Kelly Sully 21.
yeah,
I'm always up for talking about things and answering questions and whatnot. So don't be shy.
absolutely. And if we ever want to train with you, we have to go to Connecticut, is it?
I am in Massachusetts,
Oh, you're in Mass. That's right. I thought so.
or
But
I'm
you do
around the world. um,
right, right, right.
my home is in Massachusetts. Underdog Fitness is in Connecticut.
Yeah, I thought Underdog was down there. So you do go there sometimes, though, and
Yeah,
definitely for their events. Yeah,
I definitely go there for the events. They always just have probably the best setup I've seen at an event. So like it's bound to get a good time. And if I can make it down there, I make it down there.
right, right. All right, cool. Yeah, and if anybody that's listening is in the New Hampshire area, I have a gym, Impact X Performance, and you are welcome to come have a free week, free workout, whatever. Just reach out to me. All right, I'm going to hit stop here.